What's up, people? It's your girl Adeola. By far, this is the most exciting time in Nigeria as we prepare for the upcoming presidential election. My special thanks to President Jonathan for shaming all the people that have been criticizing his administration. By the way, guess what? Last week, the price of petrol was reduced by 10 naira in Nigeria. Yes, so a lot of people have been rejoicing. I join you guys in rejoicing. That is for those who have been saying that Jonathan cannot do the job. See your life now, eh? Not only have they reduced the price of oil, but 2 Nigerians were killed in Indonesia. And I was so excited to hear that the Nigerian government summoned the Indonesian government about this case. I was like, this is great. That makes me proud to be a Nigerian when you feel like your government got your back. For those who think that he doesn't know the right thing, now the man is showing you that he does. Although some people are saying that he waited till election time. I said, don't bring me into any of this. I don't want to be part of that. What I want to talk about is this, price of oil that came down. Other people in other countries have been enjoying the reduction at least since November. So it took like 2 months to get to us in Nigeria.
Continue.
Thank you, Jare, my first lady. My Oga, as much as I appreciate what you have done, you also need to know that we are not stupid. Especially with this price of oil that you brought down by 10 naira. 10 naira, what an insult. You just insulted us Nigerians now. The other time when they removed subsidy, remember that the price of oil per barrel was like $105 to $120, somewhere in between. And at that time, they were selling it to us at 97 naira per liter in Nigeria. Now that oil is below $50, my people, do the calculation. The price of oil is less than $50 all over the world. That is more than half. How then did you get to this calculation of removing 10 naira? 10 naira for Nigerians? Hey, you think that we are stupid? This 10 naira is an insult. It is an insult. If the price of oil is down by half, Nigerians shouldn't have to pay up to 60 naira per liter. If we are paying 87 naira, then that means that somebody somewhere is making at least 27 naira on every liter that Nigerians are buying. Millions of people drive in Nigeria and almost everybody buys fuel for their generator, which means that somebody is pocketing millions of naira. And that is not to talk about subsidy money, because right now they are not subsidizing anything, even though the Nigerian government is still telling us that they are still subsidizing fuel. How do you subsidize something that dropped by more than half? What are you subsidizing? So somebody is eating the oil subsidy money. Here in New York, it was $4 and something cents per gallon before the oil price dropped. Now it is $2.20. In New Jersey, it was $3.47. Now it is $1.97. You understand? I'm not even saying that it should be half, but at least the price of oil should reduce by at least 40%. I'm not comparing Nigeria with the US, by the way. You can check for oil price drop around the world. But you know what? Let's move on. Let's talk about other things. Don't get me upset, Ojari. So, for weeks now, the drama in Nigeria has been about Buhari's certificate. Yep, I'm glad that they are asking for his certificate. It is the law, and he shouldn't be exempted. Every candidate is supposed to submit their credentials. So, it is the law. I'm glad that they asked for it. The only thing that baffled me was when the army said they didn't have it. How then did they know that he had 5 credits? Because one of the documents released by the Nigerian army was a recommendation letter from Buhari's principal. And the recommendation letter said, I consider that Mohammed Buhari will pass West African School certificate with credit in English, Math, and 3 other subjects. Will pass. That was what the man wrote. That means either Buhari was writing his exam at the time or he was waiting for the result to come out. So when the result came out, how did the army get to know his credits if it wasn't sent to them? And they even listed those credits in their file. They listed English, Geography, History, Health Science, Hausa, and Pass in Literature. Maybe when the result came out, his principal called the school on phone and he was like, Buhari's result is here, we'll write it down. He has credits in No. Did we have phones back then? No, maybe he sat down and wrote a letter to the army listing all of Buhari's credits in that letter, and then he, folded it and mailed the letter to the army. No, that would be extra work when he could just send them the actual result. But waiting be my own. I'm just, trying to figure out how they were able to know his result without having a copy of his result. But they have everything else, there is God. Considering the fact that Buhari went to India to further his training, and then twice he went to Europe for further studies, that is a month's officer cadet school in England, and he also went to Army Mechanical Transport School in Bodden, that's in UK. Buhari also went to the Army College in Pennsylvania here in the US, where he got his diploma. And the school said that today, what Buhari got at that time is an equivalent of a master's degree in strategic studies. I guess he applied to all these schools without his school certificate. That would be weird. That would be weird. But you know, I'm glad that the school issued him another copy this week. So thank God that the drama is over.
Are we to be satisfied with this fake, forged document? Evidence of fraud, evidence of dishonesty, and evidence of a desperation to get power.
No. Don't play his video on my show, Jare. We're talking about a serious issue here. Hey, you are playing Femi Vanika on this. Anyway, so I noticed that some Nigerians are now saying that President Jonathan should also release his PhD thesis. Hey, my people, that is actually not that important, right? I mean, I would love to read my president's thesis because, you know, it would be like a connection, you know, between me and you guys know how we are. But, you know, to be honest with you guys, all that is not necessary. Besides, the Constitution only asks for school certificate. So stop bugging my president, please. I feel like we're being distracted here from what is important. We've spent weeks on school certificates now in Nigeria, but the important things are being overlooked. It's been about 290 days now that our girls were kidnapped by Boko Haram. Do you guys know that if we were looking for these girls the same way and with the same passion that the Nigerian government was looking for some school certificate, do you know that by now we would have found our girls? Within a week we would have found these girls. And it's very sad, very sad. Our priorities are completely misplaced in Nigeria. I see people on Facebook debating about candidates, education, religion, and ethnicity. Look at that. Education, religion, and ethnicity of the candidates. That is all that most Nigerians are concerned with. I rarely see Nigerians talk about what the candidates can do to solve the myriad of problems that we have right now in Nigeria. Not only that, a lot of people have been doing things in the names of both candidates, and this can really hurt them. Let's start with President Jonathan. In case you don't know, sir, and I like to assume that you're not aware that the National Communications Commission has shut down Buhari's fundraising platforms. Yes, as far as the man created a website to raise funds, they shut it down. And then he started raising funds through text messages, SMS. Anybody that texts APC to a certain number automatically donates 100 naira. And about 5,400 people had donated. That's like 5.4 million naira, right? Suddenly, they shut it down. Meanwhile, my Oga, you yourself and your vice president, you used this same platform in 2011. Remember when you were asking us, the common people, to donate for your campaign? Yes, now, how come they shut it down when Buhari was trying to use it? I mean, how much is 5 million naira compared to more than 20 billion naira that you have already raised? And it's not fair. I know that you probably don't know about it, but these people are doing these things in your name, and it's not good for your image. And you know, I'm all about making sure that people vote for you. Not only that, my Oga. I think you also need to caution the governor of Ekiti State. What is his name? Ayofayo say that man. Hey! You know, he sponsored this advert in so many major newspapers in Nigeria, basically saying that Buhari will soon die, so people should not vote for him. Those are pictures of former Nigerian presidents or heads of state that died in office. And then he put Buhari's picture next to theirs. Just imagine. And then he wrote his age in big print, 72. As if we don't know. And then he wrote in big print, will you allow history to repeat itself? Because I'm very gentle and you guys, you know, you're my witnesses. I normally don't have answers for people like this. Yes, I of course no, I don't. Because, you know, it is expected of him to do things like that. This is a man that embezzled more than 416 million naira. He was arrested by the EFCC and faced on a 7-count charge of conversion of public funds to private use. He was impeached by former President Olusegun Obasanjo, and then he fled the country because of his crimes, and he didn't come back until Obasanjo's tenure was over. So the man had been running helter-skelter, but because he bribed people with rice and salt, so now he's been re-elected as governor of Ekiti State. Now many people believe that the man is only sponsoring all these ads because he's afraid that if Buhari should become president, that he would have to vomit all the money that he has embezzled. Waiting be my own. My only issue with Fayose is, why quote the Bible when you are clearly wishing death on somebody? You guys can see that, right? I have set before you life and death, therefore choose life, that both you and your family may live. Why do you have to bring God into your own propaganda? Fayose, If only Fayose himself would obey that Bible verse, do you guys know that he wouldn't have to be running up and down, doing all these things? And then I heard that the man went on TV and announced that anybody with a certificate from any school in northern Nigeria must not be employed in his state. My people in Ekiti, is that true? Because that would be ridiculous. No. Seriously, Mr. Jonathan, you really need to restrain this man. Because right now he's starting to cobalize his own people. Because not everybody in Ekiti went to school in Ekiti. The truth of the matter is, I always wonder if some people in Nigeria ever think about the fact that in 10 years' time, they will be remembered for something, whether good or bad, based on whatever they do right now. And honestly, I think about this a lot. No one will be a governor for life. No one would be a finance minister for life. No one would be a petroleum minister for life. Even if you do it for a long period of time, someday you would have to leave. Somebody would take over. So doesn't it make sense to do the right thing so that people don't hate you? Speaking of which, Mr. Buhari, people have been doing a lot of things in your name too. And you need to do something about it. If not, it will haunt you. Because if you don't talk now, people will not only believe that you approve of it, but they would actually believe that you are part of it. When President Jonathan went to campaign in Katsina, a group of young people attacked his convoy. Just imagine, that is very, very disrespectful, attacking the convoy of the president of your country. They were throwing stones, they were tearing all his posters, burning them, and police had to use tear gas to make way for Mr. President to drive to the airport. This is not right. There is no reason why they should have treated Mr. President like that. The same thing happened in Sokoto. They were practically sweeping off Jonathan's convoy as if bad luck just visited them. It's not good. Mr. Buhari, you need to go beyond releasing press statements. Sure, you understand? Sit down and make a video. Talk to people. Stop being violent, because all these people are being violent in your name. Whenever they do these things, they will say Buhari, say Buhari. Why won't people say Buhari was the one that sent them now? So if you didn't send them, this is the time for you to disassociate yourself from election violence. And not only that, each time you go for campaign, as you are going from state to state, you need to make it known. You should announce it that people should not be violent in your name. If you don't do it, it will continue to spread across the country. And it's not fair, considering the fact that since you have been going to southern parts of the country and other parts of the country, nobody has stoned your convoy. No, nobody stoned your convoy. So you need to discourage people from attacking your opponent's convoy in northern Nigeria, since you are from the north. Guess what happened in Bauchi? Angry youth, young people in Bauchi were throwing stones, pure water, sachets of water, trash, and even bottles at officials during a PDP rally. Take a look.
Allah ya bada dama a yi wannan zumunci wa mutane. Jama'a mun gode da wannan zumunci. Muna ganin wanda suke ta'addaci wannan mun san tura su ne aka kawo don su yi wannan barna. Amma jama'a da Allah kar a damu, haka siyasa ta kwada. PDP, Nigeria sai sanata. Domin gode Allah ya taimaka.
I'm not sure if you guys were listening to that video. Not only did they throw water at the senator, each time he said PDP, they were supposed to say Jonathan. Instead, they kept saying, say Buhari, PDP, say Buhari. The man himself had to say Jonathan.
PDP, Nigeria say senator.
Seriously, what does that achieve? What does that achieve? It's actually very embarrassing that would be happening in Nigeria, the giant of Africa. This is how we are conducting our election. Nigeria, we are throwing water at officials at a campaign rally. How did we get to that level now? That is not in any way justifiable. I actually wonder if these people have their voters card, because violence will not change anything. Only your vote can make a difference. In fact, if you like Buhari, you are supposed to conduct yourself with dignity. By participating in violence, you are making him look bad, because people will say, oh, we already know that he's a fanatic anyway. He's the one that is telling them to do it. So you are not helping the man. You are not helping him. So I strongly condemn this. At the same time though, my president, you know that I'm the only one that will tell you the truth. A lot of people will lie to you, but as we are. And the truth is, sometimes when a leader has not done well by the people, and they are tired of taking crap, that is when people resort to such barbaric acts. You understand? And it doesn't matter where in the world. It happened to George Bush. Yeah, somebody actually threw shoes at Mr. President, and he was the president at that time. Which is why I was saying earlier that it's good to be good when you are in position of authority, because when people have been suppressed for so long, they become unpredictable in terms of what they will do. Now, me saying this doesn't mean that I approve or promote the violence. No, I strongly condemn it. I'm just trying to let Mr. President know why people may be acting the way they are acting. So don't write me that I just approve of violence against PDP or against President Jonathan. No. Anyway, if you guys don't remember anything from this episode, please remember this. Violence will not achieve anything. It is innocent people that would pay for it. So please, let's not get involved in any form of violence. If you have not, please go and get your voter's card and exercise your rights. That is all. You guys know that I don't know anything. Guess what? I'm just keeping it real. And speaking of not being involved in election violence, I want you guys to see this video. I wish they would do it in all Nigerian languages, but let's take a look at it.
Wai yanzu ake ban labari ake ce ni a maza ba ta dogon rimi. Jami'in hamayya wai suke ta jefa ƙuri'u inda suka ga dama ba mu ake zaɓe ba. Kuna ji na? So nake ku tafi wajen zaɓen. Idan kuka je, ku tashi kowa. A tashi hankalin kowa. Da hanyar da kuke bi nan da ita za ku bi mana. Ba babba ba yaro ba mace ba namiji ba tsoho ba tsohuwa. Kowaye ko budurwa ko bazawara ko tashi hankalin kowa. Mu ne ya kamata mu kafa gwamnati mu ci zaben nan. Abin da nake bukata kenan. Daure. Su kansu malaman zaben idan ba su ba da goyon baya ba. Duk abin da za a yi kawai. Ina kyaure. Wannan. Kaga wannan. To wannan 20,000 ce ta tashin tsuntsaye ce. A tashin tsuntsaye ana gamawa shine babban abin. Hajiya, ina za ku haka?
Za mu je mu jefa ma ƙuri'a.
Hajiya don Allah ku koma bana buƙatar ƙuri'ar ku koma cikin gida. Faruk, rufe kofar nan. Ku koma cikin gida, ku koma. Haba Hajiya. Da za ku fito me amfanin zuwa wajen zaben nan? Ba shi da wani amfani. Yan iska ne suke taruwa a wajen nan su je da makamai a sauke mutum ka faɗa. To ku kuma za ku je ku yi. Shi yasa nace da ku da kun yi zaman ku a London din ni da yafi mun sauki wallahi tallahi. To
amma Alhaji duk ba ku kuke sa su wannan abun ba?
Da ba ma sa su baki samu kanki a cikin wannan halin ba. Ya aiki ba su samu damar zuwa katu London din da suke takama ba. Saboda haka ne wani ke so da ku yi zaman kar ku fita ko ina. Ni ma kaina ba zuwa zaben zan ba.
But daddy look, mun na all the way from UK saboda ni da baby mu ga ya ake wannan zaben ne a Niger. That's why we're here.
Junior, you will not understand. It's not safe for you to be there. It's not safe for you to be there. Ya'yan talakawa ne. In wani abu ya faru ma can da su da iyayensu za su yi wa iyayensu ba ruwan.
Gaskiya ba za mu yarda ba. Da sake wallahi. Kawai mutane suna ɗiban mu 'ya'yan iska. Kana jin mutum yana ce da matarsa wai da ɗansa baya son ƙuri'arsu. Sannan mu 'ya'yan talakawa ya ɗauko ya ba mu 20,000 da magunguna mu fita daga hayyacinmu mu je mi wa 'yan uwanmu wanda matan nan da ya ce su koma sai sun fi mu mora idan ya ci. To ya kamata ku gane me ike nufi, ku gane me nake nufi. Wallahi wannan tsarin na fita da shi. Ba wata tada fitina zaben mu ma sai mun je sai mun zaɓi na gari.
I don't think I need to say anything else. They don't value your lives, and it will be very, very sad if you yourself do not value your life. So please, all young people that may be watching, please, no matter how much anybody gives you, don't take part in causing violence in this coming election. But you guys know I don't know much. Guess what? I'm just keeping it real. Moving on to Niger. Did you guys hear about the religious riot started because of what happened in France? Ay. My people, this is so pathetic. It happened in France. The cartoons were published in France. Doesn't it make sense for you to go to France and make your point known? The publishers were atheists. They were not Christians. Why have the people of Niger used this opportunity to burn down 45 churches and kill 5 people? I think this also has to do with the fact that a lot of people in Africa think that everybody in the West is a Christian. That is so far from the truth. If you've never been to the US and you think everybody in the US is a Christian, oh my God. And then maybe you think everybody in France is a Christian. I am so sorry for you. So why burning down churches? They looted and burnt down 45 churches, 5 hotels, 36 pubs, an orphanage, and a Christian school. How does that help anybody? You think that your protest in Niger would stop the publication of cartoons in France? Really? I'm not in support of making fun of other people's religions. In fact, I totally condemn it. But why are we killing ourselves in Africa? We are killing innocent people that may not even know about what happened in France. We are destroying businesses. We're fueling hatred among ourselves in Africa because of something that happened thousands of miles away. What? Niger is not the only Islamic country. Please, why must you kill yourself? I haven't heard about any protest in Saudi Arabia, United Arab Emirates. Why must it be us in Africa now? But you know what? I think that ignorance and poverty is also part of our problem. And guess what? The world could care less if we kill ourselves in Africa, even if we completely wipe out ourselves. I thought that the next day after that happened in Niger, I thought I would see in the newspapers something like millions of people, world leaders, would hold peace march in Niger. Nothing. I didn't see anything. I'm trying to tell you the world could care less, okay? Because they know that we ourselves in Africa, we don't value our lives. So why should they care? Go to Central African Republic. A grenade is now cheaper than a bottle of Coke. Yes, so a grenade is now cheaper than a bottle of Coke. Yes, they make these weapons available for rebels in Africa, so we continue to kill ourselves. According to this article by BBC, the grenades come from China or Bulgaria, and then the rocket launchers come from Iran. The bullets are coming from Europe or Czech Republic. Spain is providing the shotgun rounds. And the funny thing is, we don't regulate weapon carriage in Africa. When will we wake up in Africa and stop killing ourselves? This is just barbaric, but you guys know that I don't know much. Guess what? I'm just keeping it real. So moving on to Kenya, some students were protesting land grabbing because they were about to lose their playground. I'm talking about little kids, only for policemen to shoot tear gas at them. Hands down, that is wrong in all ways, shape and form. No matter what. In fact, I keep wondering if some of these police officers don't have little kids at home or what. Like seriously? How do you shoot tear gas at little children? Hey! These policemen should be ashamed of themselves. Protesting is a fundamental human right. And if little kids know their right and they're exercising it, how dare you shoot tear gas at little children? I'm so glad that the Kenyan government has suspended the senior officer involved in what happened. And not only that, Mr. President condemned the use of tear gas, and the acting interior minister went to the school himself to apologize to these children in person. Yeah, I appreciate that. And then they brought in bulldozers to get rid of the remaining illegal fence that had been constructed around their playground. And the bulldozer also flattened the playground for the kids. So in the end, these kids got what they wanted. They got their playground back, and it's even nicer than it used to be. Hey, yes. You should know that land grabbing is a major issue right now in Kenya because Nairobi is one of the fastest growing real estate markets in the whole world as we speak. Yep, but you guys know that I don't know much. Guess what? I'm just keeping it real. So I was really inspired last week when I saw the video of President Goodluck Jonathan working out in the gym.
A nation on the move. Together, we need strength, focus, discipline, and most importantly, a team player. We are moving forward.
Yes, so I love that. I love that. You know, we saw the video of Barack Obama working out as well. So now I can also say Nigerian president does that. He does it even better. I just would love if we can see the first lady as well, you know, working out. That would be, oh my God, that would be wonderful. I'm not suggesting anything. I think she's fine. I think she's perfectly healthy. I'm just saying that we would be even more inspired, you know. Kudos to my president. Congratulations and wishing good luck in this coming election. But you guys know I don't know much. Guess what? I'm just keeping it real. Alright guys, it's been real and I'm keeping it real right up in here. Until next week, I'm gonna see y'all later. Peace out.